Hi, everyone. I'm Charlene Shirk, and welcome to Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today is my co-host with Daily Ad Brief, Jonathan Silva, and our guest today, Marc Rifkin with Datasys. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Hi.
Hey there. Well, Marc, let's start with you. Let's talk about, tell me what you do over there at Datasys, because it's got data in the name. So I have a feeling we're going to hear a lot about how you guys track data.
Yeah, so we've been in business over 15 years. We're actually one of the largest data compilers in the United States. We have 250 million consumers who've opted into us. We have 100 million businesses opting into us. On the consumer side, we have well over 400 different demographic, lifestyle, as well as ailment selects. On the B2B side, as I mentioned, 100 million individuals. We can target based upon SIC codes, number of years they've been in business, annual revenue, title within that group. That's what we do.
So, Marc, obviously you're talking big numbers as far as longevity, 15 years. I mean, congratulations. And we talk about users and customers, and I mean that's insane as well. That's a huge number. So, can you tell us a little bit about why? Well, what's your biggest pain point that you're solving for your customers?
Okay, so we're a very interesting company in the space that we're in. Actually, 95% of our clients are other advertising agencies, marketing companies, direct mail houses, radio stations. And the reason for that is because, number one, we wholesale our digital services. We act as their back end from a fulfillment standpoint. We found we've been able to grow the business exponentially utilizing these specific means. Not to say we don't deal with end users, because we do. Typically, an end user that we work with is a large auto agency. They clearly understand about marketing. They have their own internal marketing team. They understand about KPIs and so on and so forth. But again, because we wholesale our services, white label, they provide us with exactly who they're looking to target. We utilize our data, and we drive these individuals back to our clients utilizing an assortment of different digital means.
That's wonderful. And, I have a couple automotive clients myself here at our agency, and one of the biggest things that we talk to people whenever we're proposing is data and content. Data and content. So obviously there's a huge market and a need for what you do. So looking forward into the next 2 years, what does that look like? What do you see changing in the next 2 years when it comes to data?
For us, it's really all about hygienic. We are lucky enough that we own our data. As I mentioned before, we scrub our data every 30 to 45 days. When it comes to the data itself, we have been a proponent from day one of doing surveys. A lot of individuals ask me about our ailment data. All of our ailment data is self-reported. So we send out literally millions of surveys on a monthly basis because of the fact that we want to find out from our client the type of offers that they're interested in. So if I work with an auto dealer as an example, the auto dealer will say to me, well, how many individuals do you have in your database who've expressed an interest over the last 7 to 14 days of either purchasing or leasing a car? When I work with a client like an AstraZeneca, who obviously is big in the pharmaceutical industry, they want to target individuals who have either type 1 or type 2 diabetes because they're coming out with a new diabetic product. So I can go into my database and we can identify those individuals specifically based upon the information that they've given to us.
And Marc, when you're talking about data, can you talk to me a little bit about what's the best use of that data? It's great to have that data, right? But what would be your best tip on how organizations can most effectively use that data?
We live in a world now where I personally believe everything needs to be hyper-targeted. We don't live in a world now where companies like ourselves are doing what used to be called the spray and pray method, where you're just sending out millions and millions and millions of emails, or you're doing millions of posts on Instagram or Facebook hoping that somebody's going to engage. Now it's all about, we know exactly who we're looking to target based upon the intent of that individual, and we're targeting based upon that intent.
All right, Marc, thank you so much. I love your insight and love to hear what the cutting edge of data is today. We appreciate you joining us today on Digital Champions. And Jonathan, thank you so much for riding shotgun with me today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Mark. You're tremendous. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too. And of course, if you'd like to learn more about what they're doing over there at Datasys, you can check them out by starting at dailyadbrief.com. Well, I'm your host, Charlene Shirk. Thank you so much for joining us today on Digital Champions, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.